Assalamualaikum. My name is Anis Afifah binti Aini. My matrix number is 068123. I'm a student from Bachelor's Degree in Islamic Studies Dakwah with Honours. Today, I am going to give a speech entitled Deterioration and Quality of Sports. First of all, I'm going to talk about the history of sports in the world. The documented history of sports goes back at least 3,000 years. In the beginning, sports often involved the preparation for war of training as a hunter, which explains why so many early games involved the throwing of spears, sticks, and rocks and sparring one-on-one with opponents, with the first Olympic Games in 775 BC, which include events such as foot and chariot races, wrestling, jumping, and discus and javelin throwing. The ancient Greeks introduced former sport to the world. Next is about the history of sports in Malaysia and where did the sports came from. Sports has indeed grown in importance over the years, coming to be regarded as a key element of nation building. Today's youth are our future leaders, and there is no denying that sports by its nature plays a huge role in character building. Sport has proved time and again that it has no barriers. It cuts through race, creed, and color. The Youth and Sports Ministry was established in 1972 mainly to implement the government's policy on youth and sport development. Malaysia has a long history with sports, beginning from the time the British introduced it in the 19th century. Sport is considered one of the legacies they left behind. What the British used as a tool to create rapport between locals and themselves serves us well in our multiracial society today. More significantly, the nation was born on sporting grounds at the stroke of midnight on August 31, 1757 at the Selangor Padang, now known as Dataran Merdeka, and at the Merdeka Stadium, where the proclamation of independence was held the next morning. Such is the rich history of sports is the country that we remember our regional and international achievements over the years, which has united Malaysians in our pride for the nations. How can we forget the glorious years when our national soccer team used to whip the daylights out of South Korea, in Japan, in the famous Merdeka tournament, which was the idea of Tunku Abdul Rahman, who was also responsible for the Merdeka Stadium being built in record time for the Merdeka celebrations. International sports facilities have also mushroomed all over the nation, not only as a result of hosting international events like the 1998 Commonwealth Games, but also because of the local Sukma Games, Malaysian Games, which have traveled the length and breadth of Malaysia. Unfortunately, in recent years, because of society's changing lifestyle, sport has not brought glory to the nation as often as it should. Fully realizing this, taking a serious view of the setbacks in sports, the government has taken a holistic approach to ensure that sport continues to play a vital role, not only to regain our past glory but also as a passion for all Malaysians. There is no denying that a healthy society means a healthy nation. Sport has to be a crucial part of Malaysian culture. It is the Sport Ministry's vision to mold an active, healthy and fit society through sporting and recreational activities for all, including developing high-performance athletes for national and international events. However, today many issues are heard regarding the problems of sport. There are several factors that cause the quality of sports in the country to deteriorate. In recent years, this issue will be discussed later by my group members. Thank you.
Hello and good evening to everyone. My name is Wana Fatin Hazika binti Wan Zakaria, matric number 068091. Today I would like to present PBI10102 English communication speech about lack of facilities in sports and also ways to improve facility sports in country. So let me start now. Why do I will tell you about this? Does everyone know that sport facilities plays an important role in achieving excellence in the global sport arena? It not only helps in producing international level sportsmen, but also encourage the country's youth to participate in sports activities to create a sport culture. Sport facility means a special building can be both open and indoor, equipped with all the equipment necessary for sporting activities and a sporting event. Depending on the characteristics of a particular site, it can be used particular sports and be universal or multi-purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, there are three factors of lack of facilities in sport. First, the lack of facilities in sport due to the school not providing complete sport equipment. This shortage will affect the performance of athletes or students, especially those who participate in the sport activities at various levels of competition. Because insufficient and limited sports equipment cause them to have share together and always wait their turn to use sport equipment. This can be seen through the problems that arise during sport activities carried out in schools, when teachers will inform the teaching and also implementation of 1M1S can be implemented well due to the limited sports equipment facilities that can't be used by many students. Second, the lack of sport facilities is also due to the responsible party not maintaining sport facilities properly. Sport facilities such as sepak takraw courts, football, and others that are not maintained will adversely affect sports athletes because they cannot use these facilities to training. This is because due to the unused and underused sport facilities during the COVID-19 pandemic seasons, many people did not take care of their sport facilities. Third, the lack of sport facilities is due to the government not building sport centers in the country. The lack of construction of sport centers can be seen in rural areas, especially in Sabah and Sarawak. For example, the lack of construction of sport academies in Kinabatangan, Sabah causes athletes to not be able to practice sports in a comfortable place and only use public place as training place for those who participate in sport activities. There are three ways to improve sport facilities in the country among them. First, school principals should provide more sports equipment in schools in order it can be used by many students. Second, the sport division manager must prioritize the quality of sports by providing good facilities and maintenance in order to provide comfort to athletes who contribute a lot to the country. The period of the movement control order cannot be used for various parties so as to neglect the elements of maintenance and improvement of sport facilities such as sport courts. Third, the government should be responsible in providing adequate funding to build more sport academies in each state to indirectly provide opportunities for the community to participate in sport. As a conclusion, this country also lacks sport facilities compared to other countries that have a developed sport industry. This is because our country is still lacking in the building many sport areas. Indeed, the lack of sport facilities causes the quality of sport in the country to be low because athletes do not have the opportunity to develop their talents. To improve the quality of sport in the country, first, complete infrastructure facilities. Second, construction of numerous sports venues. Third, good maintenance of facilities play a very important role for athletes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all my presentation today. I hope my presentation is useful in the next given. I really appreciate that you took the time to be here and listen to my presentation. See you again.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Siti Nurfatia binti Osman. My matric number is 068403. I am a student from Bachelor's degree in Islamic Studies Taqwa with honors. So today, let me present my point about how can a lack of self-confidence affect sport performance. Self-confidence is essential for an athlete's success in sport, and it has a huge impact on a country's economy. Athletes who lack confidence in their talents will lose faith in their abilities and become reluctant or cautious as a result of failure. Failure will also be defined as a poor showing in recent competition. Confidence is the most crucial mental aspect in sport. In my opinion, confidence is the potential or something that you believe in your ability to achieve. Confidence is essential because you might have all the skills in the world but not feel like you have them if you don't believe you do. For example, a gymnast could be physically and technically capable of doing a backflip on the floor with a full twist, but he will not attempt the feat in a competition if he lacks confidence in his ability to perform it effectively. Anything that challenges your faith in your capacity to fulfill your objective will destroy your personality. Failure is the most harmful factor to someone's self-assurance. Making mistakes in a sport, such as missing an easy header in a soccer or falling on a double wheel in figure skating, is an example of failure. As we know, failure is the worst thing that can happen to your confidence because it proves that any confidence you have is unfounded. The issue is that you may practice either excellent or negative confidence skills. If you are always fearful, you are training and ingraining poor confidence skills. And when you compete, that negativity will come out and damage your performance, just like a bad technical habit. In other words, you have to practice a skill that actually reduces your sport performance. You must practice excellent confidence skills on a routine basis until the old negative habits are dissolved and the new positive confidence skills are achieved and displayed. So, that's all for today. Thank you.
Hello to everyone. Today I would like to talk about the lack of awareness of sport and ways to cultivate the spirit of sport. The definition of sport is a recreational activity that requires skill and abilities. Sports are also important for the country and in the life of society. Nowadays, sport awareness among society is not given attention and is still lacking. Firstly, some children also focus more on academics only. This is because children think that sport activities are just a waste of time and not beneficial. For example, they just like to stay at home and reviews listen instead of joining in sport activities. Besides that, children do not have sport equipment at home because their parents assume the matter as a waste of money. Therefore, parents are the ones who play an important role in cultivating children to join in activity sport. The parent must provide experts related to sport since their children are still young. For example, bring them to watch sport match, buy them magazine or equipment sport. The next parent has shown a good role to their children in sport by doing exercise and leisure. By this, it can make the child feel the spirit of sport in their life. It is very clear that parents are an important role in creating and generating that skill and talent in sport. Ladies and gentlemen, secondly, there is a lack of interest in sport because the school does not provide enough equipment to carry out various sport activities such as badminton court, football fight, and so on. With this, students cannot practice and enough to talent they have to go to further level. Therefore, student interest in joining sport is declined. To solve the problem, the school must raise funds to provide complete sport equipment in the school to enable students more interested in getting involved in any sport competition. It is clear that the school has an important role in cultivating students to participate in sport. Lastly, society is less involved in sport activities because they are successful in sport only due to the talent they already have in themselves. Therefore, they would rather see the success of others than venture into it themselves. To solve the problem, the government is also an important role in adding to society's interest to join in sport. The next ways the government needs to conduct an awareness campaign on the importance of sport. This can make people open their mind and be more positive about sport. In a nutshell, we must all work together to further implement sport awareness in the community to practice themselves for health, discipline, and the opportunity to show their talent. In other words, we can also cultivate good values to achieve the national sport championship that made the country name famous around the world.
Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Hafiza binti Abdullah, matric number 0C8448. The title of my speech today about sports. As we know, there are many various types of sport in Malaysia, such as football, netball, rugby, badminton, and field sports such as long jump, high jump, and shot put. Malaysia participates in many tournaments such as the Olympics, SEA Games, Commonwealth Games, and others. So today, I want to tell you about the problem of failing Malaysian sport performance. Among one of the problem is the lack of financial allocation for the athletes and the sports. As we know, in 2020, the world has been hit by a very dangerous epidemic, namely coronavirus. In 2020, the virus has spread to Malaysia and has infected tens of thousands of Malaysians. In this regard, the government has taken action by implementing the movement control order in March 2020. Therefore, the order has resulted in the closure of all national training institutions. All Malaysians are advised to stay at home to reduce COVID infections. Due to that, the government has taken the initiative to release funds to help all Malaysians affected by COVID-19 and who have lost their source of income. Furthermore, the problem that causes Malaysian athletes to be of poor quality like foreign athletes is the lack of trainees of caliber in certain fields. The National Sport Council has expressed difficulty in finding great and skilled talents such as Datuk Lin Chowe, Datuk Nicole and David, and Datuk Azizul Ahniawang. They are big names in the sport and often win international championships. The National Sport Council should recruit skilled trainees from foreign countries to be able to train athletes in the long run. In conclusion, the quality of sport in Malaysia is constantly changing. This is due to the factors that tend to be decline sport in Malaysia and the negative perception of sport citizens as well as lack of commitment to each other. Therefore, the responsible parties need to be vigilant in dealing with problems due to Malaysian sport and athletes to improve the image and quality of performance of athletes. This will be able to stabilize the position of Malaysian sport on the international stage.